From all of us at JD Foxx Radio, our thoughts and prayers are with our brothers and sisters in Las Vegas. Hello, and welcome to the program. It's your host, JD Foxx, and we're not going to call it a show tonight. It's more tonight a program of thoughts, reflection, and remembrance. By now, everyone knows what happened this past Sunday night in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've said it many times on the show. Country is family. And that's what tonight's program is about. Family. Now, the show will go on. Nothing can stop that. Shows are about entertainment, whether you're an air personality, a sound operator, or a country musician. And they say the worst thing you can do in radio or on a show is have silence. But we're going to start the show out with silence as we remember our family in Las Vegas.
I'm Stan Campbell.
Hi there, I'm Tim Dennis.
Hi, I'm Alicia Vieira.
This week, we present the best bold country and information in a 2-hour trucker radio show designed to lift our spirits from the sadness of last weekend, along with a tribute and a challenge to celebrate what joins us and overlook what separates us.
Don't miss a special trucker radio show this Sunday at 12 noon Eastern, right here on JD Foxx Radio. Welcome back to the program. The Grammy Award-winning country artist Maren Morris wrote this song 3 years ago. She recorded it last year with Vince Gill. She said on Twitter, quote, "I'm sick of not doing enough." And she's dedicated her new song to the victims in Las Vegas. It's called Dear Hate.
Dear Hate, I saw you on the news today. Gonna conquer all.
It's Maren Morris with Vince Gill and Dear Hate. And Vince Gill is one of the nicest, kindest souls that walk this earth. And I don't say that lightly. I've met Vince Gill many times back in the day, and I've heard many other people say it. He's truly a class act. Back years ago when I worked at one particular radio station, I was the music director and did afternoon drive for the station. I got the opportunity to meet many country artists, one of which was Vince Gill, several times. Patty Loveless, we joked about that. But I remember sitting on Vince Gill's tour bus, and I'm not working for a big major market radio station. It's a small market, medium market stations. He didn't care. We were talking and joking. He said, "Do you play golf?" I said, "I don't even know which end to hold the club." He laughed and he said, "Come on outside." So we walked outside, and in between his tour bus and another tour bus, there was a Vince Gill made putting green. And he gave me one of the putters and said, "Here." So I embarrassed myself by trying to get the ball into whatever I thought I was supposed to do. But that's the kind of guy Vince Gill is. You're family. And I can't say it enough tonight. On Monday morning, when I found out what happened, I thought, do I know anyone in Las Vegas? As anyone would. And at first I said, no, I don't think so. And then I went through my phone, and Facebook has a safe check to where you can check yourself safe. And that's when I noticed a person I did know. We have a couple voiceover artists that are here on the station and on the show. One of which is JD Gonzalez, who lives in Texas. The other person you hear every night at the top of the show and throughout the show. Her name is Alicia Perron. Alicia lives and works in Las Vegas. Alicia not only marked herself safe on Facebook, but she also had offered shelter for 4 people and transportation for anyone that needed it. Alicia is just one of thousands of people that did anything they could and are continuing to do so. Our hats off to you, Alicia.
It's perfect outside, it's like God let me dial up the weather. You should be here.
One of the great things to see that night, the next day, and days afterwards were lines going around the corner at blood banks. People waiting in line for 5 hours to give their own blood to help the victims. The GoFundMe page created by the sheriff, which is in the millions of dollars and continues to grow every day.
That's the good stuff.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back. You know, a lot of country performers like to do meet and greets with their fans, and they'll do photos, autographs, and just sit and talk with their fans. And it's really a good time. A lot of country performers do that, including Big and Rich. They did that this past Sunday before the show. In fact, here's some audio of, we'll get to more of that in a moment, but here's some audio of what John Rich does before every concert.
So every show that we do, and this has been now for over 1,000 concerts in a row, Big Kenny and I like to invite up active duty and veterans and sometimes first responders as well. We'll bring them up on stage and we'll read their names, we'll read where they served, when they served, what their job is in that town or in that community, and then we hand the microphone over to them and let them speak to the audience. And then we always lead the entire crowd in God Bless America. So last night we continued that tradition and did it again. You look out there and there's 22,000 people who would come in from Southern California, from Arizona, from Nevada. There were people there from Canada. There were people there from Tennessee. There were people there from all over the United States and North America singing God Bless America at the top of their lungs with their phones held high with the lights on, celebrating freedom and the ability to live as Americans and sing together in unity. It's always a huge thing to see that kind of unity when everybody can sing the words together.
Sing God bless America, land that high low, stand beside and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, wide river. Oh, sing it now, say, God bless America, my home sweet. Oh, come on, Vegas, say, God bless America, my home sweet home.
And sadly, during one of the interviews the next day, Big and Rich were talking about one of the fans that they met at the meet and greet were one of the victims that had passed away. I love Las Vegas. It's a tourist town, but it's also a big city that's a small town. And being a radio guy, you gotta listen to the local radio stations. And one of the many radio stations I listened to during my visits there was 102.7 The Coyote, a country station. I tuned into that country station Monday morning via the internet, and quite frankly, it was tough to listen to. This station gave away tickets to this concert. And the next day, they were asking for callers to call in to let them know that the people they sent to that concert were safe. And to listen to the professional air talent describe what they saw that night was simply beyond words. Country radio cares about their listeners and vice versa. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Yeah, I was talking earlier about how country radio is family. And when I started in 1987, I didn't start in country radio. I started in top 40 radio. And I did everything from top 40 to rock and roll to adult contemporary and finally settled on country. And I became the music director of a couple different country radio stations. And it wasn't until then that I realized this is different than anything that I'd ever worked before. The people are different. The artists are different. And it didn't hit me at first as to what was going on. I will never forget, I have the audio somewhere. I can't find it. But a caller called in, and I put her on the air. She was, on Friday nights, we did the request and dedication show. And she said, "You know what, JD?" I said, "What?" She said, "You become my good buddy." I said, "Oh, really?" She goes, "Yeah, you're like, it's funny up-tempo." I said, "Oh, well, that's what the tax man just said to me." And, she laughed and everything. And I thanked her. I didn't get it then. I got it, but I didn't get it until much later. She was trying to tell me that I was part of her family, part of her routine. And it was like that when I would meet listeners that would come out to live broadcasts. They came out to see me because I was part of their family. And it was vice versa. It's the same way with country artists. It's all family. They would come out to see their favorite artists. It was a getaway from the grinds of daily life. They wanted to see their family. And the artists felt the same way about their fans. I've seen it dozens of times. And they're very loyal. I've never experienced that feeling in any other format other than country. And country fans are very special people. There's dozens of stories of what fans did to help each other that horrible night. Not because somebody told them to, because that's who they are. And even if you're not a country fan, it's part of who we are, living in this great country.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world.
Everything is beautiful. It's always like the starry summer night.
Being in the Maryland area, there's a Maryland country artist that a lot of us have grown to like and follow and played a couple of his songs. His name is Sam Grow. And Sam has said, and I quote, "I hate the word fan. It's my least favorite word in the industry." And he thinks about what they have done for him in his career. He also says, quote, "Those are real people who work hard all week and give you the money out of their pocket so you can play music. They're not fans. They're family. They take care of my family, and they take care of all my band's families. It's a really amazing community of people, and I try really hard to know every single person who was willing to come out and support us. Thanks for listening tonight. We're going to take one final break, play one final song, and I'll be back with some final words. Welcome back to the program. We're going to wrap up with some final thoughts. Concerts are a getaway, a place to let loose, have fun. Take your friends, take your family, have a good time. It's the last place for something so horrific you can't even talk about it to happen. Thank God most of us have never seen anything like that. And hopefully, you never will. There were definitely angels there that night, in the form of police officers, first responders, and people that were just at the concert, including military personnel. There's literally hundreds of stories of people putting people in their cars, in their pickup trucks, take them to the hospital. This is the hardest show I've ever done. I want to leave you with this. There will always be evil in this world, but for every act of evil, there's 1,000 acts of love and kindness. We saw that Sunday night and Monday and Tuesday, yesterday, today, and it'll continue. Try not to remember Sunday as a horrible tragedy. It is, don't get me wrong. Put that in the back of your mind. But remember Sunday as the day that we witnessed bravery, goodness, love, and kindness. Never miss the opportunity to hug your family, your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents, and tell them those 3 words, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, we're all family. You guys listening are my family. And may God bless you.
Sometimes late at night I lie awake